Hey there, it's Jeffrey with another blockbuster video on Pluto. I guess we'll just go ahead and take my ship over there, do a little flyover, and check out the craters. So here we are at Pluto, and you gotta love that warp drive. That didn't take long at all. So we'll go ahead and do a little flyover here. And we're approaching some craters up here on the left. All of this white material you see on the surface here is probably frozen nitrogen. This map's a little bit exaggerated. And we'll go a little further here and you'll see on the right hand side you'll see some polygonal structures over here. This is all frozen nitrogen. Just as on Mars we have frozen CO2. And on Earth we have water. Same thing, same process here. On Mars you'll find them mostly at the northern latitudes, and in the mid-latitudes you'll find these polygonal structures are dried up because the moisture on Mars has been blown off into outer space apparently, and it's still being blown off by the solar wind. And it's drying up, which kind of proves one thing: the last moisture on the planet's going to be at the poles. But anyway, back here on Pluto, we're going to be going to this crater right here. Take a look in there, see what's going on. And there's some other features in the area. Like I said, this is slightly exaggerated. You can tell by these mountains over here on the right. This is a New Horizons flyover of Pluto, but it uses real pictures. Anyway, let's continue here. We'll be going in this crater. And we have more polygons, more craters. Fly up a little bit more north here, see if we see anything. Mountainous, pretty rough country. But there are some really spectacular mountains. And those should be coming up here. And that's pretty much it for Pluto. And the New Horizons spacecraft passes Pluto and continues into outer space. We will be using this photo mosaic to get a better look. And we'll just scroll down. Give you a look at the lay of the land here. There's a few craters here and there. A little more cratered. And here we have the crater in question. Over here we have the layers of the, or deposits I should say, of the nitrogen, frozen nitrogen. We'll be taking a look in this crater, but there are some other interesting features of this photo. Should you happen to download it and put it in your editor, you might see some very interesting pipes over here. A couple of manifolds. We have pipes coming. This one comes down, goes under. This is a wall. We have a little ledge over here. It looks like some kind of a processing thing. I'm not sure what that is, but if you zoom in on that. Next crater over, we have what looks like a tube system going here. And there's a lot more going on down below this photo here, but we won't go into that because I just thought we'd take a look in this crater and see if, if there's anything there. So let's oh my, what do we have here? Well, it looks like a spaceship in a crater. Like I say, you can download your own copy of this. It's right there on the NASA website. but I'll just kind of point a few things out here that I saw. They're apparently using a spaceship as a module here, and what makes sense. You're on Pluto. You've got to have somewhere to do your operations from. So they just land this thing in there, and it just becomes part of the whole operation. This thing actually goes up, and there's a rectangular smooth box up here. These that look like lights are actually reflections, and they build these tubes in sections that are kind of bulbous, and so they reflect light, and that's why they look like that. They're coming out this way. We have this one. Actually, it looks like it goes right into here. This is a fitting on the top, and there's a tube that goes across here, and there's a box here with a distinct shape on it. And this is a tailings pile. This thing apparently swings back and forth on this platform and dumps out whatever this is. Well, it looks like frozen nitrogen. So they must be after something besides frozen nitrogen. And if you were going to do a mine, where would you go? You want to go down deep? Well, you want to get into a crater. The crater's already done half the work for you. But if you download your own copy of this, put it in your editor, you'll see there's a lot more going on here than just this. In fact, there's another place on Pluto where there's it looks like a processing plant. I mean, it's got buildings and everything, walls all around the whole place. But we won't go there now. It's going to stick with this. Let's see if I can see it here in this zoom in. No, it's down here on this other ridge, but there are other things here. More tubes over here coming out and coming down. There's actually, if you go across this area here on the right where I'm pointing up into that area over there, there's more interesting thing. It looks like they actually, an old operation was abandoned over there, and this is the newer operation, which looks like it's been here for quite some time. It would have to be to have all of these tunnels and tubes that you see around this thing. This thing is totally embedded. This part goes up vertical. This overhangs like this, like a little wall. This kind of goes in into like a cavern kind of a thing here, so that this thing fits in here. And this is another part of this structure up here. This comes around here, and it almost looks like it comes into the side here. So, how is it that this just escaped detection from the people that supposedly Photoshop everything and cover everything up? Well, here's a ship in a crater on Pluto, 3.5 billion miles away. Doesn't look covered up. It doesn't look Photoshopped. And why also is it that it seems I'm the only person on the planet that has, pointed this out? NASA hasn't said anything about it. I haven't seen this anywhere else. But that's pretty plain, pretty obvious. To me, that is probably the best photo of an alien operation on another planet that you will ever see. And it's right there. So, I'm confused why this just isn't just totally the most viral thing there ever was. It's just incredible. Zoom out a little bit. Let's hold it right there for a minute. I mean, looking from a distance. All that weird stuff I was talking about is over here in this area here. You have to really zoom in and get your editor out. There's other things going on down here. There's more tubes in here, and there's even, almost looks like another ship downward, but it's more of like it looks more like a complex. There's no mining operation there. Oh, well, there could be actually. But anyway, like I said, that's another video of just that, what's down there. Now, this is the same pictures that some other crazy kook was saying that there were domes and all kinds of cities and all this stuff up to the north there. But he, for some reason, failed to see the reality down here. He was so busy trying to make rocks look like intelligently made anomalies. Just missed the whole picture right here. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed our little trip to Pluto. You never know what you're going to find in those craters. Tell your friends there are ships parked on Pluto. So anyway, have a nice day.